Welcome back, guys, to Bioshock Infinite Burial at Sea, Episode 2, Part 6. This is Eraddicus with Uniquely Average Gamers. We are in Fink's private quarters, trying to track down a hair sample that Suchong sent us here to find. If you didn't watch the last one, that's about where we are, so I'm going to get into it here now.
A giant clock.
Sort of. Looks like the mechanism unlocks certain activities when Fink gives his blessing.
So what? We're stuck waiting for the cuckoo to go off?
No, there's a slot for some kind of key for manual winding. We just gotta find that.
Sure seems like a lot of work to lock down a few doors.
Yo, if there's one thing Fink loves, it's a lot of work.
So this is fairly straightforward. Run into the room, pick up,
Our current
and
state
run.
of being, or lack thereof, has left my brother unfulfilled. The biological urge to leave one's mark is strong, and it is not an impossibility. We could instantiate ourselves back in Columbia, return to an old life for the possibility of creating new. But we died in that world. Returning would mean giving up part of us. Ourselves. We'd become flesh and all that it is heir to. The mysteries of the universe would become once again mysteries.
We've got the clock key.
So there, I guess, is our roundabout way of getting a little more details on what happened to Elizabeth by coming back to Rapture in the way that she did. I mean, I know we're supposed to go to work, but you're not going to give me 3 door options and not have me go in every single one and scour them for, oh, alcohol. See what this says here. Huh. Okay, on to the next.
Sea slugs. Goddamn sea slugs. Could that Oriental have come up with a more inconvenient fuel for his plasmids? If there is a God, and I've seen more evidence to the contrary than in support, you'd think he'd have put Adam into the belly of a nice little seagull or crow. The cost of all these underwater expeditions are murdering my margins.
As to the matter of religion, let me place myself in the camp of the agnostic. I pretend to understand the mysteries of the infinite no more than you, Comstock, or anyone else for that matter. For the sake of argument, let's say this is all one unhappy accident, and we're all alone in our toils. Then who would Comstock use to control and shame us with rules that apply only to those with not a penny in their pocket? If there were no God, you could rest assured the first deed done by the first rich man would be inventing him.
Well, Daisy Fitzroy getting a little deep on us there. Going back to that audio diary before the kinetoscope there, I think it raises an interesting question about the motivation. Why harvest from sea slugs?
Hair.
I mean, maybe that's clear elsewhere, but interesting little diary.
Listen, I got you your guns. I'm here for my...
Oh, this was bound to happen.
But my Booker DeWitt died for the Vox Populi. You either an imposter or a ghost. My Booker DeWitt was a hero to the cause, a story to tell your children. You just complicated the narrative.
Look, are you there? I miss you. You were the only one who ever... You were my only friend. Booker,
I'm not even here. I'm a projection of your own.
could you humor me then? Please.
I think Booker would miss you.
Right in the feels. Damn it. Just gonna scope out this room right now since this Eve cost is nothing sitting still.
Next.
What's going on?
Where are you?
Still breathing. Who did this?
Find her!
So I don't explore those areas I just showed you there with Peeping Tom. I don't check out the vent or the note up there for the air grabber, but if you have, and there's any other collectibles in this area, let me know. I might have to go back and pick them up.
Jesus, it's ripe in here. Say, somebody, fetch me a millionaire to clean this mess up.
There's no escape!
Cannot tell you why they heard me there, but apparently the whole room heard something.
Hunt you down! Comstock promises there's nothing to be worried about, but I don't like the smell of things down in Finkton. Not one bit. If trouble rears its ugly head in the form of one cantankerous negress, I've laid in some supplies in the event of a forced evacuation. They're down in what I call my chamber of panic, near the base of my statue. I've set the code to 8371.
So there's a first, coming across the code well before I come across the door. Just trying to cover this top floor before I move on anywhere. So I don't find this code right away, but we'll come back to this in a bit once I've cleared the room and explore some other levels, and then eventually I do make my way back and find where the code was, but we'll get to that in a second. I can't quite decide here. Every time I go into a room, I have to wonder if it directly advances the plot, and if so, I feel the need to explore everywhere else first, but I'll come back here and maybe at least clear the room. That looks interesting. That's a handyman's heart in there.
Who's that then? Long live Daisy! I can smell ya. You're afeard of me.
There it is. The best quote from a Vox Populi. You're afeard of me.
I'll hunt you down.
Now I'm just trying to see, since I've pissed all of them off sufficiently, if we can gather them for gas.
Gonna hunt you. You can't hide forever.
Who done this? Someone about? Still breathing.
Oh, they all fell asleep for fun.
Here I come. Still warm. Never.
We get to see it up close. It's kind of cool looking. Looking around back here now. There's a creepy room. The Hall of Limbs. Oh, that's where I put my doctor.
Who are you then? Gun her down!
Wow, they were virtually invisible to me right there. Why I didn't see them.
Kill her!
Luckily, Peeping Tom continues to be broken for me, though.
Who done this? Someone about?
Gonna hunt you down. Whatever. Show yourself. Don't think you can hide from me. No!
Alright, with that noise, sounds like we have a cleared room. This is where I'm kind of looking around for what I assume is an audio diary in the area that's going to get me a code into this room right here. Just for fun, I'm throwing in a code we've used before, or at least heard before. Yeah, I didn't really expect anything from that code anyway, but through the magic of editing, we're going to bring you back right into this area after I did a little more exploring and decided to come back, and this is where I find the code for that door. So hard for me once I see something collectible to ever really be able to leave the area without thinking that I've missed something easy, and that was pretty much the case for this place. I wandered up and down stairs and all the different levels that you saw out there in that big kind of vertical room with Fink's statue in it, and just couldn't convince myself to leave this room unchecked. So came back, and we're about to come across our audio diary.
I tell you, William, it's getting so the foxes are afraid of the hens. If Fink was going to hire a bunch of goons to keep an eye on the handymen, he should have found some with less yellow in the belly. Now they're hiding away from Tin Man invalids in their precious little guard room. If you need to get in there on your shift, the code is 2847.
Alright, so off to the door to collect our prize and possibly knock out a doctor. Alright, I'm sorry too. This seems like a pretty nice mod, but again, I really didn't use Ironsides that much, if at all. And we're coming up on the point where I finally learn to push left on the D-pad to use a health pack. So I hope you're all now as satisfied as I was to come back and at least feel like the room is clean and cleared and I don't have to worry about missing anything. So we are back on track, moving downstairs toward the base of Fink's statue.
You can't hide forever.
Who did this?
Plenty of glass on the floor there to attract attention.
Somebody hide! Let down live!
Here on.
Wait up here for them to, at least a couple, to funnel up into getting knocked out.
Don't think you can hide!
So as with any room, I mean, there are plenty of different ways to do this. You could probably use these air grabber mounts to get a better vantage without pissing people off and getting their attention. But again, as you've seen, my general approach is to get a almost overly cautious view of the room, and then see, you know, most of the time I just end up making noise accidentally, but
Daisy
as soon as that
sacrificed
happens,
herself.
just let them funnel in.
Set me up to kill her, to turn me into what?
A killer.
Yeah, well, mission accomplished. I'm no martyr. How did you do it, Booker? How did you?
Elizabeth, I'm not Booker.
And neither am I.
So we see a little now in the conversations that she's having with herself in the form of Booker, that she seems to be getting a little more comfortable with the way she is going to be handling things and coming to terms a bit more with how she wants to act. And you know, it's nice for her to develop that sense of her own character. She's finally coming to a place where she is not her father, either of her fathers. So, it's good. We're getting there. We're getting some closure for Elizabeth.
What's going on? I'll hunt you down.
Where are you all coming from?
You can't hide forever, love.
I'm not afeard of you.
Camera!
Hair sample in a haystack.
I mean, the assumption is that it is Elizabeth's hair sample that he's after, so I wonder if the hair sample, I mean, even though she's not the superposition that she was, if her genetics are still any kind of use. Oh, bird in a cage. There's a nice little Easter egg. I mean, if that were the case where her hair was still good, I mean, you could just turn away from the portal that Suchong closes on you. You know, wait 10, 20 minutes and then pull your own hair. See if that works for him. I mean, that not the best way to progress a plot, but, you know, might have saved her some trouble. Oh, good. Another collectible hidden behind glass, but in plain sight. You know that's not gonna drive me crazy. I mean, you know you can get in there now. Obviously there's collectibles in there, and they tease the little Eve bottle you can't pick up right there too, so at least take some comfort knowing there's a way in there. Or maybe it's just me that needs comfort. Alright, so here it looks like it's the very clear way to go to progress the plot, and again, you know, I've got some loose ends in my mind. You know, I haven't found out how to get in that door, and it's not back. The answer to that is not back the way I'm going, but you know, at the moment I didn't know that. But we also haven't been to open the bottom of Fink's statue anywhere, so back into this room to do a little more exploring, and of course, as if it wasn't taking long enough, the room has completely respawned.
Gonna hunt you down!
Taking a little more of an aggressive approach compared to what I have been doing, at least, and maybe some of you are saying, "Oh God, finally!" But I gotta say, I've really enjoyed this game so far, and it's just, I don't know, it's fun for me to take my time this way and look around, and you know, if I had sped through, you know, I might not have caught my favorite quote of them being afeared of me. But, yeah, there's just...
You're afeared of me.
And there it is. Wouldn't have gems like that if I blew through it. And there's my first clue to the fact that the door has been feet from me this entire time. Was seeing that mod down there behind the walls.
You are right. That's it.
And let the blind funneling into me begin.
Here I come!
So nice of them to just come one at a time, too.
I know you're there. I know it. I'll find her.
Probably a waste of ammo there. Oh, another one.
Find her! Tear it!
I mean, let's be real. At this point, we know Bioshock isn't exactly breaking ground with their combat styles, but man, they can tell a story. Alright, now we got some treasure. You know, I think at the time of picking up these mods, I must have just been disregarding them because they were related to Ironsides or plasmids and vigors that I wasn't really using. But just reading them now, those actually seem like pretty good mods, especially given the fact that, again, I managed to not know how to use a health pack for so long in this game.
Now, I know there's been some concern about the nature of the work we do here at Fink Manufacturing. Some say they're uncomfortable with the purported harm and suffering our research brings. But friends, let me pose a simple question. Is there anything you would not do to guarantee the health and safety of your loved ones? My interest is the future health of your children. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Honestly, I see the vent entrance there, but it doesn't look like there's anything terribly important in there. Let's see. Yeah, doesn't look like anything really. Oh, well. Okay, a lockpick. A little ammo. Guess that's enough. Everyone saw it. He was a direct threat. Had to be done. And that, my friends, is what I hope is one thoroughly explored statue room. I feel like we've hit just about everything I can think of at the moment. So, you know, if you explored this place, you found something I didn't, let me know in the comments. That's what they're there for. I need your help just as much as you may or may not need mine. But for now, we're going to move on, cut the video off here, and we will make some significant progress in the next part. We're almost there, guys. Thanks for watching.